Dear students, today we will discuss about the seed storage, one of the topic under seed technology offered during fourth semester of BSc degree programs. It is one of the important activities in seed technology. So we will discuss here today in detail about this seed storage. Seed storage is nothing but only the preservation of seed with initial quality until it is needed for the planting. Initial quality means when we harvest the seeds, and whatever quality the quality of seeds are preserved there, it must be preserved till it is required for planting. It is just grown in the field in the next season or something. So we know that seed quality, the seed moisture is very much important. In the seed reduction in seed moisture always essential for maintaining the viability, because the dry seeds which are stored in storage is in the dry state, which is in which the metabolic activity of seeds are suppressed, stopped. So moisture, if there are enough moisture or more moisture in the seeds, the embryo starts the respiration and it just disturb the germination percentage. So the storage of the seeds starts not in the warehouse, but it starts from the mother plant itself. After the physiological maturity, when the crop takes place in the physiological maturity, the storage of seeds starts their storage. The storage starts from this physiological maturity. After harvesting, the harvesting is done just after physiological maturity. We know very well that the physiological maturity is the accumulation, the time on which the maximum accumulation of dry matter is taken place. But at that time, the moisture percentage is little bit high. We already talked in the previous classes that the moisture percentage at the physiological maturity is 30 to 40%, but that is not suitable for the harvesting as well as for the next process of the seed processing. So during harvesting maturity, it is different. At that time, the moisture percentage is reduced to 18 to 20%. So in that case, after harvesting the seeds, it may either be stored in warehouse or in transit phase or in retail. So there are different stages of storage taken place during entire course of seed storage. So if we talk about the backgrounds information about the seed storage, it is a old age practice. In the ancient days, the farmers generally stored their seeds, their seeds of farm produce. That is the little quantity that may be the little quantity, and they place these seeds in a salt or red earth treatment for red gram storage. But the age-old practice is nowadays is not sufficient, because the advancement of agriculture and the present day agriculture, it is not sufficient, because a large quantity of seeds has to be stored now, and the exchange of varieties and species are nowadays is high demand, because the breeding purpose there are free flow of the germplasm. So the exchange of germplasm or exchange of different species are just permissible. So for that, this storage is very much essential. Proper storage is very much essential. Next, the exchange of genes. Sometimes we preserve the genes in a different stage of storage, different type of storage, which and for the exchange purpose. So this way the storage is very much important. So the techniques for the safe storage depends on the types of materials whatever we are going to store. So accordingly, as such, we can store them in ordinary godown or in the cryogenic tank and even the gene bank. So we can see here in this slide the traditional methods of seed storage, where the farmers use this way the storage of seed, in which the earthen pot is generally used and that is covered by with the muds, etc. So you can see here the different methods of traditional seed storage. If we talk about the purpose of seed storage, that it is nothing but to maintain the seed in good physical as well as physiological conditions from the time of harvesting to that of they are going to plant in the next seasons. So the purpose of seed storage is this, to maintain the good physical and physiological conditions with the initial quality whatever placed in the seeds. There are different stages of seed storage. So it starts, what I told earlier, that the seed storage starts at the moment of physiological maturity to that of the next generation, next seasons for proper germinations. The entire storage periods is conveniently divided into following different stages, like storage on plant. First, this is the storage stage of storing the seeds at the plant itself. That is up to the physiological maturity till harvest. This is the first stage, and then storage during seed processing after harvest. After harvesting of the seeds, the crops are being threshed, that are now subjected for the processing purpose. So during that periods it requires a proper storage. So at that time we have also take care of these seeds for the proper storage. Next, in storage warehouses, we store the seeds after processing, and then after the proper seed treatment, the desired seed treatments, we store them in a warehouses for proper maintaining the quality of the seeds. So next, the farmers in the next seasons, when start of the next season, before that the seeds are being procured, being just taken out from the warehouse, and they are being transported to the doorsteps to the retail stores by the mode of either railways or trucks or railway sets. So this way the railway wagon and railway sets are generally used for their storage during transit periods. See, after that this is restored, the seed are being stored at the retail stores in the particular districts where the particular seed lot is being used, will be used for the planting, for the growing in the farmers fields. And last, on the user farm, whatever the seed lots are, once seed lots are received by the retail stores, then farmers generally procure them, and then he may store for some times at their own steps. So the objective of seed storage, just like to the purpose, it maintains the seed quality with respect to germination, with respect to physical purity, with respect to their vigor and the seed health. These all are very much important for the seed quality. These are the component of the seed quality which must be maintained in a seed storage. So by providing suitable or even better condition of storage, it can be maintained. The next, the type of storage what we use generally are the storage at ambient temperature and humidity. In this case, we just seeds may be either stored in bulk or in bag. So in this way, the the seeds stored in packed in bag is just stored in piles with a single layer on a stack under shelter against rain that must be well ventilated and protected from rodents, because the rodent problems are very much during the seed storage. So in this way we just store the seeds at ambient temperature, at the room temperature, and the humidity is just controlled. Next, the dry storage with control moisture content but not the temperature. In this methods, we control the moisture content of the warehouses, but the temperature is not just controlling in this methods of storage. So generally we know that there are two types of seed as per the according to on the basis of their storability, that orthodox seeds which have 4 to 8% moisture content, that is stored in a sealed container at a room temperature with controlled humidity. Next one is the seed are being stored at the dry storage with control of both moisture content and temperature. In this methods, in this type of storage, the seeds are being stored with both moisture content and temperature under controlled conditions. In this, a combination of 4 to 8% moisture content and 0 to 5 degrees centigrade temperature is maintained for viability up to 5 to 8 years. The next, dry storage for long-term gene conservations. In this, the long-term gene conservation of gene resources of particularly the orthodox seeds at minus 18 degree temperature moisture and 5 plus minus 11% moisture content. Next one is the moist storage without control of moisture content and temperature. In this, it is very much suitable for recalcitrant types of seeds which is stored at relatively high moisture content and for the few months. This is of course it is stored for the few months over the winters. In this, the seeds are generally stored in heaps on the ground or in shallow pit, but that place must be well drained by using the moist sand, peat or other porous materials you use for this purpose. The main objective is to maintain the moist and cool condition with good aeration, and also to avoid the overheating. How it taking place? It take place due to relatively high rates of respirations associated with the moist storage. If we earlier told that if there is more moisture percentage present in the seeds, then the embryo will starts respiration, and then because it is living things, so it starts respiration, and that causes the damage of this viability. So this type of seed storage is accomplished with the regular turning of heaps. Generally we turn 4-5 times of heaps. The next one is the moist cold storage with control of temperature. It implies for low temperature just above freezing. In this, moisture controlled by adding moist media like sand pit or mixture of both. So a proportion of 1 part media to 1 part seed is by volume is generally used for this purpose. Remoisturing is done periodically because if it is dry, then it may take place, the relative humidity will be low and it is not suitable for the proper storage. So this method is much more applicable to the temperate recalcitrant species or genera. Next one is the cryopreservation. It is very much important for particularly the storage of valuable germplasm, for the storage of genes. So in this case we use the liquid nitrogen at the minus 150 degrees centigrade for easy handling and safely. But we know that the temperature of liquid nitrogen is minus 196, but here we use the 150 degrees centigrades for easy handling and safe storage of this. So in this cryopreservations, metabolic reactions come to a virtual standstill. I told earlier that in dry state of seeds, the metabolic activity of embryo and the seeds are being suspended. So here it is virtually standstill and the cells remains in an unaltered state until it is removed from the liquid nitrogen and defrosted. A little detrimental physiological activity may take place with prolong the storage life of seeds if it is not practical. So this is not practical for the commercial seed storage, but very much useful for the storage of valuable germplasm and genes, etc. So now Harrington, one of the most important scientists, pioneer scientists in this storage, they provide the thumb rule of the seed storage. In this, they provides the rule for assessing the effect of moisture and temperature on seed storage. These rules, according to him, these rules tells that for every decrease of 1% moisture content, they double the life of seeds. But it is applied for only 5 to 14% of moisture contents. Second rules is that if every decrease of 5 degrees centigrades in a storage temperature also double the seed lives. But it also again the restricted for the 0 degree centigrade to 50 degrees centigrades. Third rule is there that the characteristic feature of good storage may be achieved is maybe the percentage of relative humidity in a storage environment and the storage temperature in degree Fahrenheit. When they both added together, that will equal to the 100. But here one thing must be considered, that the contribution of the temperature should not exceed 50 degree Fahrenheit. So these three rules provided by the Harrington, a thumb rule, is very much essential, very much useful in the assessing the effect of moisture and temperature for the proper seed storage. One more pioneer scientist, the Roberts, in the year 1972, they developed the formula to describe the relationship between temperature, seed moisture content and period of viability. He just considered three factors, that the temperature, the moisture content, and then the period of viability, that how much time the viability will be maintained. So from this relationship, it was possible to construct a seed viable nomograph. It is a graph where the scale of temperature, moisture and viability period is just maintained on this graph, and it is helpful. This nomograph is helpful in predicting the reaction of seed viability in different storage environment for a particular periods. It also be helpful in determining the combination of temperature and moisture content to retain a desired level of seed viability in a specific periods. Block methods of the staking is generally done. For best storage performance, the produce must be thoroughly cleaned and graded. That is done at the time of seed processings, and the it's dried to a safe storage moisture level, that 10 to 12% for cereals and 7 to 9% for wild seeds, for a safe storage of 6 to 12 months. A storage structure should be properly repaired before the storage. It must be properly repaired and cleaned and disinfected. A structure of warehouses should bear the load of seeds that are stored and do not permit contact exchange with the outside humid airs. There should not be any infiltration of the humid air in the warehouses. The structure should also be constructed in the coolest part of the house or in the farms. The steps necessary for good storage is the stored products and stored product pest can be managed. We know in warehouses generally the pests, the insects which are designated for the different crops is considered as the stored pest, and that can be managed by using different traps like probe traps, light traps and pitfall traps. They can also be controlled, managed by use of preventive and curative measures for use of chemicals and non-chemicals measures. Once a facility of godown or warehouses is developed, there are different stages of safe storage of grains are this way. So this comprises the before storage. So before storage, the checking of leakage of rainwater and sufficiency of drainage facility must be taken care of, that the cleanliness of the facility and environment must be done. Assessment of capacity of facility. If the capacity of warehouse is suppose 5,000 ton, so it is not necessary to store the seeds more than that capacity. So assessment of capacity of the existing warehouses must be assessed before the storage. Pesticidal treatment is done before the storage is taken place. So for that we use the fumigation. We may use the fumigation. We may use the spray of different insecticides for control of insects and pests. Security and firefighting arrangements must be taken care of, that if in any case if the fire is taken place, so for that the firefighting arrangements must be there in the storage in the warehouses. Repair the available equipments, whatever available present in the warehouses, installed in the warehouses, that must be repaired, must be proper functional before the storage. After the receipt of seeds, we should also take care for some points, that inspection of variety and their quality soundness must be assessed, must be examined. Inspection carefully for the infestations. If there is there any infestations in the seeds is there, so the inspection must be done before the storage. Inspection whether grain has excess moisture and whether it had been eaten up and so these all should be taken care of after the receipt of the seeds before the storage. During storage, we should also taken care of some of the points, that maintenance of cleanliness, with the cleanliness of the warehouses, the entire storage should be maintained for proper environments. So ensuring aeration wherever necessary, we should ensure the aeration. Checking for leakage after rains. If there is any rains, the leakage of rains are there from the roof, we must check during the storage. Inspection for insect rates and fortnightly intervals, must be done during the storage. Inspection for insect, rats and mites. Watch for advancement in deterioration. We have to be careful. We have to inspect, examine after certain intervals that is there any seed bag which are being deteriorated, start to deteriorate. So we have to take care of this. And if there were any seed bag
is found, then we should must remove that immediately. Pesticide treatment necessary based on the observations and ensuring disposal where called for, and leakage of water and other causes might have taken place. These points should must be taken care during the storage. Seed storage go down sanitations. So for this, warehouses should always be sanitized. The proper sanitation is taken place. There should not be any extra debris present in the warehouses, and for the storage environment should be free from any insect, pest and rodents. For this, chemicals such as here one more thing, that we should not store the chemicals like insecticides, fertilizers at the nearby the stored seed bags. A storage room should be kept cool and dry, and the fumigation may be done wherever needed, and use wooden pallets for arranging the bags in crisscross manner for effective ventilation on all sides of the seed bags. These are the seed bags should be stacked up to 6 to 8 tiers. Tiers means just one by one pile, making a pile. So the stack should be, seed bag should be stacked up to 6 to 8 tiers, not more than that. So the restocking once in 3 months or less in important for producing seed viability, prolonging the seed viability. Before storage, the disinfect the godowns by spraying malathion 50% EC at the rate of 5 liter per 100 meter square areas. This is the doses of malathion spraying. So before storage, the entire godown must be disinfected with this malathion at the rate of 5 liter per 100 meter square area. If old gunny bags are used for a stored purpose, so that should be fumigated with aluminum phosphides. Size of stacks should be 30 feet into 20 feet that facilitate the fumigation, under gas proof or polythene covers. Periodical inspection and control measures should be taken, that is the malathion 50% EC at the rate of 5 liter per 100 meter square should be applied in every 3 weeks of the storage. So these are some of the points which must be done for proper sanitation of the warehouses. So the storage life and their corresponding moisture content is presented in these slides. So we can see here that if we have to store the seed for 6 years, then the 11 to 13% moisture content may be present there. But if we have to store the seed for 2 years, so in that case 9 to 11% moisture should be there. Otherwise it may lose the viability. If we have to store the seed for 4 years, so in that case 8 to 10% moisture content should be there. Before, in addition to more moisture content present, so will deteriorate the seeds and adversely affected the seed viability and germination. Thank you very much.